So you want to be a travel agent and you are wondering what you're getting yourself into. Let me just preface all this by saying that this kid behind me is really funny. This is going to take a lot of work and it is not super easy. And everyone makes it out to be super easy and is going to tell you, oh, you just need like one coach. Oh, you just need one training program. Oh, you just need to know sales better. You just need to know marketing better. And I got to be honest, there is one thing I've learned in this industry, which is it's a lot more difficult than it looks. And it takes a lot of grit and it takes a lot of endurance and it takes a lot of motivation to keep going. And you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. You're going to have years with probably like no sales. Next year, you're going to have like 1 million or even more. And you're not going to know every step of the way. You're just going to have to adapt, and you have to trust yourself in knowing that you already know enough, right? You do know enough. You have enough to get started. And there's enough resources out there to help you. There's enough people out there to make it happen for you. And you're just going to have to trust that you just can figure out what the next step is. You don't need to know what the next 50 steps are. You don't need to know what the next 50 years are going to bring. But you do need to trust yourself in that you know you can take the next step, because it's always about the next step, right? It's like somebody training for an Ironman right now. You wouldn't be worried about running 10 miles. You would probably want to worry about getting your heart rate down and focusing on just getting through maybe like 1 mile, and then making 1 mile, you can run it quicker, right? You can run it more efficiently, right? And then you can start swimming, right? And you can do all these other things. So don't think that it's going to be just this easy, quick ride and you're gonna be making a ton of money like tomorrow. It's not really how this works, but I can tell you it's a really cool career. It's interesting, it's fun, every day is different. And the other cool part that no one really talks about that much is you can pivot at any point. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to ask anyone. You can literally pivot tomorrow and just start doing exotic. You could focus on just Southeast Asia. You could do just group tours. You could only do groups at all-inclusives. A lot of travel agents, what I notice is, especially in the beginning, before you all learn your lessons the hard way, you're taking every trip request that comes in, and honestly, you should be turning away probably about 70% of them and just taking the ones that really light you up, ones that are really fun, and also the ones that are profitable. Because you're taking on a lot of trips that sometimes you're just like, oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't been here before. I don't really know this that well. The tour operator I'm working with maybe isn't the right one. You know, it's just not a good match. The whole thing is red flags. So just make sure you understand that you can pivot, that you don't need anyone's permission to pivot. You can just make an announcement and just start saying, hey, we're going to start focusing on Africa, like, you know, South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, Victoria Falls, that kind of stuff. And maybe know some of the islands in the Indian Ocean, like Seychelles, Mauritius, the Maldives, maybe throw Sri Lanka in there as well. But just know it's a long game. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Anyone that tells you you're going to start making money tomorrow is probably with an MLM, and they're just trying to recruit you, so they make their little affiliate referral fee off of getting you to join, which is really sad, but a lot of people get into the industry that way and don't realize who they're joining and affiliating with. And, you know, this whole industry is about relationships. But the second part of this is really all about grit. You're going to need some grit to get through this. So if anyone's out there promising you just this passive income, you'll be sitting on the beach. Yeah, guess what? I am actually recording this right now from the beach, but guess what? There's no commission coming in right now for another like 2 months. So that's the reality of this industry. So anyone can be making money from the beach, right? Whenever the commission check hits, which is when your clients are traveling, that's really when you're going to get paid. It doesn't really matter where you are. But yes, is this a fun remote career? Yes. Is there a lot of opportunity? Yes. Is it oversaturated? Maybe if you're marketing just hyper locally to people in your neighborhood. I don't really focus locally at all. I've always been online marketing, social media mostly. I get a few customers from my hometown, but that's not the majority of my customers. So really, you got to really think through, like in the other video I made on YouTube was, how are you going to stand out and where are you going to get your customers? What's special about working with you? And a lot of that has to do with your story. Don't forget to focus on your story and why you're doing this. A lot of people get caught up in marketing the hotel and prices. Well, guess what? 1 million websites market hotels and resorts and tours and all-inclusives. But the magic sauce is actually you and your story, right? There's a lot of doctors out there too. I know a lot of doctors that are terrible, and some have really good bedside manners and other ones have terrible. But honestly, the ones that really treat their patients really well get a really good reputation. There's a reason for that. It's all about connections. This is all about relationships. This is a relationship business. This is just like being a realtor. Do you think the realtors that are doing really well just started posting about real estate deals? No, you can go to Zillow and see deals. People know to go to the right realtor because they know they're going to double check all the contracts and make sure that the buyer doesn't get screwed. right? And also that they get exactly what they want, or that there might be something better for the same price range, right? Value, right? This is all about value, right? So just make sure you understand. You guys can hear the jet ski going on. Just understand this is a long game, and you're going to need some grit to get through, and you're going to need to surround yourself with some good, strong people. Yes, a team does help. That's not going to give you all the answers. And if you don't have a lot of grit and you are notorious for like giving up really quickly, this industry is not for you. And I'm just saying this because too many people right now are getting in because they're getting recruited. Their friend is telling them about this company which is affiliated with an MLM. Just not good, right? All that's not good. You should really get in the industry because you love it and you understand sales, you understand marketing, you know your customer already before you start, and also because maybe you already have relationships that you can tap into. Like I was a pharmacist for many years. I probably should have started my agency as a travel agency for pharmacists and healthcare professionals. I should have done that. I should have tapped into it. I regret it. That was 6 years ago. I should have made that decision, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll change this year and pivot. But the point of this video is you're gonna need some grit. So if anyone's out there just selling you on this webinar that you're just gonna make money and it's just gonna roll in, it's gonna be great, and you're gonna live your life's desires and dreams, honey, no you ain't. We all know that ain't true. It ain't gonna happen like that. This is just like being a realtor. If anyone tries to convince you otherwise, hear it from me. The travel industry, a parallel industry, is the real estate industry. Talk to any realtor that's been in business for 15, 20 years. They probably have survived the .com boom, 9/11. Think about it. All the things that have happened in our industry, in the travel industry, think about what a realtor has to go through. Anytime there's an economic downturn, even the slightest, even it's not a national issue, it could be a hyper-local issue. Employers leaving, right? That has a trickle effect on real estate, has a trickle effect on leisure travel. So just know, talk to any realtor before you get this industry. That's a parallel industry, and I tell people this all the time. Talk to a realtor and ask them what it's really like. And not a realtor who's been doing this for 6 months or a year. I'm talking to somebody who's been doing this for 5, 7, 10, 12 years. That's the people you want to talk to, or 20 plus years. Talk to the travel agents who've been doing that long. I'm in year 6 right now, and I can tell you right now, this is not an easy industry to be in. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I'm telling you that as somebody who was a pharmacist who had a doctorate degree, this is a lot of work. So I hope you found this video valuable. As always, will you do me a favor? Let me know in the comments. Are you already in the industry, or you're thinking about it? And what concerns do you have? What are you worried about? And as always, if you do me a huge favor, send this to a friend you know that might need help. And if you can click subscribe, I'd so appreciate it. But for now, time to enjoy the sunset, which I think you guys just watched. Probably better than I could because I was facing away from it, but I wanted you guys to see this in the background. But cheers from Thailand, and I will talk to you guys all soon.